You're standing in line for something. You don't know what it is yet, but the line is long, really long. People keep joining, so you think it must be good. You join too. That's it. That's the whole decision. Not the product, not the price, just the line. Now replace that line with a stock chart. Replace those people with investors. And replace something good with a company nobody can quite explain. Welcome to the herd effect. It's not a metaphor. It's the actual reason bubbles happen. Again, and again, and again. Here's the strange part. The smartest people in the room fall for it too. Bankers, PhDs, people who build spreadsheets for fun. They see the line. They join the line. And they tell themselves a very good story about why. By the end of this video, you'll never look at a hot stock the same way again. Let's rewind to the 1600s. Holland. A flower changes everything. Tulips arrive from Turkey. They're rare, beautiful, expensive. Rich merchants buy them to show off. Nothing wrong with that yet. But then something shifts. People stop buying tulips because they love flowers. They start buying tulips because tulip prices keep going up. And if prices keep going up, buying now means selling higher later. Easy money, right? At the peak, one single tulip bulb sold for more than a house. A flower, worth more than a home with a roof and walls and a family inside it. Then, in February 1637, buyers just stopped showing up. No dramatic news event. No scandal. The line simply ran out of people. And the whole market collapsed in days. Nobody woke up and decided tulips were suddenly worthless. The flower didn't change. The story around it did. Fast forward almost 400 years. Different decade, same pattern, new costume. The late 1990s. The internet is new. Genuinely exciting. Companies slap a .com on their name and investors throw money at them. Some of these companies have no revenue. No real product. Just a website and a promise. Doesn't matter. The stock is going up. So more people buy, which pushes it up more, which brings in more buyers. Sound familiar? It's the tulip field again, just wearing a suit and carrying a laptop. By March 2000, the bubble popped. Trillions of dollars evaporated in weeks. Companies with fancy names and zero profits disappeared overnight. Here's the question that should bother you. Why do educated, careful, rational people keep doing this? Tulips. .com's housing in 2008. Crypto in 2021. Different decade. Same story. Why? The answer isn't about money. It's about your brain. For most of human history, following the group kept you alive. If everyone in your tribe suddenly ran, you didn't stop to analyze the threat. You ran too. The humans who stopped to think it over. They often didn't survive to pass on that habit. So your brain built a shortcut. When you're unsure, look at what others are doing. Assume they know something you don't. Copy them. Fast. This shortcut is called social proof. And it's not a flaw. It's a feature that saved your ancestors from lions. The problem is, your brain still uses this shortcut today, in situations where it doesn't work anymore. Like the stock market. There's no lion. Just a chart going up and a crowd convincing itself it means something. Let's make this concrete. Imagine you're deciding whether to invest in a company. You look at the fundamentals. Revenue, profit, debt. That takes real effort. Real thinking. Most people don't want to do that homework. So instead, your brain asks an easier question. Are other people buying this? If yes, that feels like enough evidence. You outsource the thinking to the crowd. Economist John Maynard Keynes described this almost a century ago. He compared the stock market to a newspaper beauty contest. Except you're not picking the face you find prettiest. You're trying to guess which face everyone else will vote for. You're not investing in a company. You're betting on a guess about a guess about a guess. Layers of people trying to predict each other. Nobody looking at the actual flower. Just at the price of the flower. Now here's the twist. The part that flips everything you just heard. You'd think herding is a mistake made by amateurs. Beginners who don't know better. But research shows the opposite. Professional fund managers herd too, often more than regular investors. Why would trained experts do something so obviously risky? Because of a different kind of fear. Not the fear of losing money, the fear of being wrong alone. If a fund manager buys something popular and it crashes, they can say, everyone got it wrong. Their job is safe. But if they buy something unusual, something nobody else touched, and it crashes, that's a career-ending mistake. Being wrong with a crowd feels safer than being wrong by yourself. So the herd isn't just driven by excitement. It's driven by the fear of standing alone. That single sentence explains almost every bubble in history. Let's bring this into your world. Right now, today, you open your phone. Someone posts a stock ticker with rocket emojis, thousands of comments, a chart shooting up like a firework. Your thumb hovers over the trading app. This is the tulip field in your pocket. Except now it moves at the speed of a notification. In 2021, a struggling video game retailer became one of the most traded stocks on the planet. Not because of its business, because a group of people online decided together to push the price up. It worked for a while. Then it didn't. Social media didn't invent the herd effect. It just gave it a much bigger microphone and a much faster clock. Here's what makes this so hard to resist. It doesn't feel irrational from the inside. When you're in the herd, you don't feel like you're following blindly. You feel informed. You saw the chart. You read the comments. You did research. It feels like a decision, not a reflex. That's the trap. The herd effect doesn't announce itself. It disguises itself as confidence. Ask yourself something simple. If this stock had no chart, no crowd, no hype, just the plain business behind it, would you still want to buy it? If the honest answer is no, that's not investing. That's joining a line because the line is long. So what actually separates the people who avoid the bubble from the people who get caught in it? It's not intelligence. Remember, PhDs bought tulips too, metaphorically speaking. It's a habit. A small, boring habit. Before buying anything, they ask one question out loud. Would I want this if the price stayed flat for 5 years? Not if it doubled. Not if everyone online was hyping it. Just flat. That question cuts straight through the noise. It separates real value from borrowed excitement. It's not exciting advice. It won't get you rich overnight, and honestly, anyone who promises you that is part of the problem. But it's the difference between owning a business and owning a rumor. Let's zoom out for a second. This isn't really a video about tulips or .coms or meme stocks. It's a video about a switch in your brain. A switch built for survival, running on a system it was never designed for. The stock market doesn't have lions. It has charts that go up and down for reasons most people never check. And every single time, in every single decade, the crowd convinces itself this time is different. It never is. The costume changes. The instinct underneath stays exactly the same. So next time you see a chart shooting up, a crowd getting louder, a feeling in your chest that says everyone else already knows something, pause just for a second. Ask what you're actually looking at. The business or the line, the value or the volume of people shouting about it. That pause is the whole difference. It's the space between the tulip buyer in 1637 and the version of you today who catches yourself before hitting buy. Remember that line you joined at the beginning of this video? The one where you didn't even know what you were waiting for. Go back to it now. Look at it differently. Some lines are worth joining. Some are just people copying people all the way down. The only way to know which one you're standing in is to stop and actually look. The tulip field is still out there. It just wears a different disguise every time. Will you notice it, or will you just join the line?